Good morning, grade 4s. Today we are talking area, specifically area of a rectangle. How do we find it? So I'm going to start with a picture of a rectangle up here, and I've already measured it. This isn't quite accurate, but in real life it was 6 inches, 4, 5, 6 by 4 inches. Now if I want to find the area of this, I could do it one of two different ways. The first way is I could take my time and I could count up all of these squares. Now luckily these numbers aren't very big, so that wouldn't take me very long. But what if I had a rectangle that was 120 inches by 111 inches? That would take a lot of counting in order to figure out how many squares were in this box. So instead of just counting the squares, I have a formula that's going to allow us to find the answer a lot quicker. And that formula looks like this. Perimeter equals length times the width. So the length, the long side in this rectangle is 6. So wherever I see an L, I'm going to put a 6. And the width is 4, so wherever I see a 4 or a W, I'm going to put a 4. So really, I'm just multiplying my two sides together. 6 times 4 gives me 24, so I know that the answer is 24. Now, the question is this answer 24 inches? Because if you remember, this is an inch, technically. But when we have it in this form here for area, we don't call that an inch. We call it an inch times an inch, or an inch by an inch. That's not just 1 inch, that's a square inch. So our answer also has to be in square inches. So 24 square inches. Now remember, we talked about this yesterday, but if you forgot, we need to measure area in square units, whether it be square inches or square centimeters or square feet or square miles. It has to be in the square version of that measurement because those squares can cover the inside of an area. If I tried to measure in just regular inches, I could stack like thousands of inches on top of each other and we would not be able to find a measurement. So if we make a square inch, we can place it on a flat surface and we can measure better, which is why we use square inches. So whenever we find our answer, we have to take that answer and write it in the square version of that answer. So inches become square inches, feet would become square feet, miles would become square miles, so on and so forth. So that's just a warning for us there. So this one is helpful. We have a picture. We can check with the picture just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So yep, our answer is right. There are 24 square inches in that one. However, sometimes you will not be given the picture, so you need to know that formula. So once again, perimeter equals length times width. So here's our next question. We are needing to find the area of this rectangle. The length is 25, the width is 14. What we're going to do is we're going to times those two together. 25 times 14. Now when my numbers are big like this, I might not want to do it like this. I might want to put them vertical. So I have 25 times 14. That way I can do it this way. So 4 times 5 gives me 20. 2 times 4 gives me 8, 9, 10. Put my placeholder in. 1 times 5 gives me 5. 1 times 2 gives me 2. Add them up. I get 350. And then for my units, I have to put square centimeters. And when you're doing with metric units, you can write that two ways. You can do square centimeters, or you can do centimeters with a little 2. That means centimeters squared. You could do that with inches too, but you could also just write it square centimeters as well. So there we go, that's how we do it. Let's try another one. Our rectangle has a length of 5 and a width of 3, so perimeter equals length times width. Length is 5, width is 3, multiply them together, I get 15, and then if my units are in centimeters, I have to write square centimeters if it's talking about area. So there we go, that's how we find the area of a rectangle. I wish you the best on your work today. What about perimeter? said find perimeter of that exact same shape, where it had length equals 25 centimeters, width equals 14 centimeters. If we're talking about perimeter, do we times them again? No, we use our perimeter formula, which is perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So then we have 2 times 25 plus 2 times 14, and then we find it this way. Don't confuse those two formulas. Make sure you know whether you're finding area or perimeter, because it is easy to confuse. So 50 plus 28 gives me 78, and when we're doing perimeter, the outside of the shape, we measure in regular centimeters, not square centimeters. So make sure not to confuse those two grade 4s. I wish you all the best today. Bye-bye.